In 2016, the GRU orchestrated a covert operation that would target one of the most significant political events of the year, the United States presidential election. This operation, known globally as the Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election, was a sophisticated and multifaceted campaign designed to influence the outcome of the election and to sow discord within American society. The operation would expose the lengths to which Russia, under the leadership of President Vladimir Putin, was willing to go to achieve geopolitical objectives, undermining democratic institutions and processes in the West. The GRU's involvement in the election interference was primarily focused on cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and social media manipulation. One of the most well-known tactics was the hacking of Democratic National Committee, DNC, emails. In July 2016, the GRU's cyber unit, known as Fancy Bear or APT-28, successfully infiltrated the DNC's computer systems, stealing thousands of emails and documents from senior officials within the Democratic Party. These emails revealed internal discussions and strategic plans that were highly embarrassing to the party, including exchanges that criticized Bernie Sanders during the primaries. The leaked emails were released through platforms like WikiLeaks, leading to public scandal and further division within the party. The GRU also targeted Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, John Podesta, successfully gaining access to his personal email account through a phishing attack. The emails were again released to the public, contributing to the campaign's struggles in the run-up to the election. At the same time, the GRU was working alongside Russian troll farms like the Internet Research Agency, IRA, which was also involved in influencing the U.S. election. The IRA utilized social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, to spread divisive political content. These posts included pro-Trump and anti-Clinton messages, as well as inflammatory content on issues such as race relations, immigration, and gun control. The goal was to amplify existing societal divisions and foment unrest, thus weakening the American electorate's faith in the democratic process. The GRU's disinformation efforts were extensive. They spread false news stories, conspiracy theories, and misleading narratives that were designed to undermine confidence in the election system and in key political figures. The Russian trolls did not just target political elites. They reached into local communities, organizing fake rallies, online petitions, and even stoking racial tensions through fake social media accounts pretending to represent American citizens. These efforts were meant to polarize the electorate and increase voter apathy or dissatisfaction. Additionally, the GRU worked to undermine the credibility of Hillary Clinton, casting her as corrupt and unfit for office through the selective release of stolen materials. The hacking of the DNC emails and the subsequent leaks painted a picture of a political machine that was not only compromised, but also intentionally manipulating the electoral process. This narrative, which the GRU helped spread, was amplified by Russian state-controlled media and sympathetic online groups. On election day itself, there was growing concern about the possibility of further cyber attacks targeting voting systems. While there was no direct evidence that the GRU had tampered with vote tallies, there were multiple instances of attempts to compromise voter databases, as well as efforts to disrupt the voting infrastructure in various states. These efforts served as a reminder of the vulnerability of democratic institutions in an age of cyber warfare. The operation ultimately succeeded in creating chaos. Donald Trump's victory, which was a surprising and contentious result, was framed by many as a product of Russian interference. Although there was no definitive proof that the Russian interference had directly influenced the outcome, the operation's impact on American political discourse was undeniable. It sparked a national conversation about election security, foreign interference, and the role of social media in modern politics. The allegations of Russian interference also became a central issue in the U.S. intelligence community's investigation into Russian activities, leading to ongoing scrutiny of Trump's ties to Russia during his presidency. In terms of broader consequences, The 2016 U.S. election interference operation marked a turning point in international cyber conflict. It was one of the most high-profile examples of cyber warfare being used as a tool of political subversion, signaling that the traditional boundaries of warfare were shifting. The GRU's successful operations demonstrated the growing importance of cyber capabilities and information warfare in achieving geopolitical aims without resorting to traditional military conflict. The incident also highlighted the vulnerability of democratic processes to sophisticated foreign manipulation, a reality that would shape international relations and cybersecurity policy for years to come. The United States responded to the GRU's actions with sanctions against Russian individuals and entities involved in the operation, and U.S. intelligence agencies continued to track Russian cyber activity. However, the GRU's efforts in the 2016 election set the stage for continued cyber attacks in subsequent elections, including the 2020 U.S. presidential election, where the Russian intelligence services, including the GRU, were once again implicated in attempting to influence the political process. The 2016 election interference was a landmark moment in the evolution of hybrid warfare and cyber espionage, with the GRU at the forefront of a new era of political conflict in the digital age. The operation not only reshaped the U.S.-Russia relationship, but also provided a blueprint for future cyber attacks targeting democratic institutions across the globe. It served as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities in modern electoral systems and the growing importance of cybersecurity in maintaining the integrity of democratic processes.